All right, welcome, folks, to Ram Memorial Field as we are getting set to broadcast this 3A football matchup between the Glenwood Rams and the Harlan Cyclones as the Glenwood Rams run out onto the field right now. The Rams come into this game undefeated, 3-0 on the season, but they have had two nail-biting wins in the last two games. A 10-point victory over TJ in week 2 after a 14-0 comeback, and then a huge win last week when they trailed 12-0 headed into the fourth quarter against Carroll. Came back and won 13-12. So the Rams will take on the 2-1 Harlan Cyclones, who blew out Creston last week 42-7 in a game that a lot of people expected to be tight. So the winner of this game will take the reins in Class 3A District 7 as far as standings go, and right now it looks like we are going to cue up the national anthem. So we will be right back. Welcome back, folks, here on GlenwoodSports.com. Nick Stavas alongside Jim Tucker tonight as we are ready to bring this Class 3A showdown to you live on GlenwoodSports.com here at Ram Memorial Field. It is a packed house, Jim, and you've been in this town a lot longer than I have. And would you argue the fact that this is probably one of the biggest games this town's seen in a while?
I think it is. Besides the Crescent game, was it last year that we did?
Yeah.
When I came in, they were parked clear past the YMCA, up on the top roads. They were packed at least 4 blocks down. So a lot of excitement for this football game. So we're getting ready to get this thing rolling.
So the Rams, as I said before we went break for the national anthem, the Rams will come into this game 3-0 with a 13-12 win over Carroll last week after trailing 12-0 headed into the fourth quarter. A big comeback win there, and then a comeback win the week prior to that as the Rams came back and defeated TJ 24-14. Harlan's a completely different story, Jim, as they have blown out their last two opponents, 41-7 in week 2 against Greene County, and then 42-7, an unexpected blowout last week against Creston in a game they expected to be pretty tight. The Cyclones coming into this game probably pretty confident.
I agree, and I think this is a big game for Coach Kurt Blatt as well, isn't he, going for a milestone tonight?
400th win.
400.
This would be Coach Kurt Blatt's 400th win. He's 399-59, only 59 losses in his 40 seasons coaching at Harlan, so no doubt we are experiencing quite the feat tonight if the Cyclones are able to pull this off.
It's going to be interesting tonight. I think we haven't heard for sure yet. We'll see who lines up at quarterback, but potentially we've heard that it could be the third-string quarterback, but don't be surprised. He's still good.
Exactly.
He's still a good ball player.
Darren Schmitz, who was an all-district quarterback last year, second-team all-district, was expected to be the second half of a 1-2 punch, but he went down with a hand injury before the season even got underway. And then Preston Mulligan started that first game against LC, and then against Greene County, they brought Brett Sears in the quarterback as their second string, and then he went down with a broken arm last week in the first quarter against Creston. So now we're back to Preston Mulligan likely We'll see, like you said, who they come out with under center. But obviously the player tonight to watch is going to be number 33, the running back Nick Foss, who has 480 yards on just 60 carries on the season. He also has 8 touchdowns. Last week against Creston, he had 230 yards and 5 touchdowns. So he is obviously going to be the player to watch on this Harlan team. I would expect them to run their offense through him.
And as you guys have been noted all year, Glenwood's, front seven's pretty stout. They got a good defensive line tonight. Glenwood's going to have to get off to, a quick start, and their defensive line is going to have to continue to play like they have been playing.
Yeah, they are not going to be able to spot Harlan 2 touchdowns tonight as they've done against their last 2 opponents with turnovers in the second half. They've combined for 7 first-half turnovers, or excuse me, in the first half. They've combined for 7 first-half turnovers in the last 2 games, 3 last week and 4 the week prior. So they are really going to have to clean that up, Jim, if they want to come away with a win tonight.
I would agree. Earlier today, I thought the wind was going to be a major factor.
Yeah.
But right now, taking a look at the flag out on the other end of the field, it's not blowing that much. So it's going to be curious to see how much Glenwood is going to go to the pass versus the run against this Harlan defense.
And really, Harlan, they've kind of been a passing team in the past, but, with the win tonight and then also obviously their third-string quarterback, I guess we'll see how they run their offense tonight. But we are just about set to get underway here in this Class 3A District 7. You might want to call it a way too early championship game here in Week 4 as we are ready to go. Alex Nusser will kick off for the Glenwood Rams as Harlan will receive the opening kickoff after that.
And it should be with
coin
the
tossed,
win.
and that is with the win. And there's the kick. We are off and running here as Foss is going to take it from about the 15-yard line as he gets out across the 20 and down to about looks like the 30-yard line. So that's where Harlan will start their drive here on the first possession of the ball game. A packed house here, as we said earlier. Glenwood Ram fans lined up and down the stands, and as I look across the field, Harlan fans have made quite the showing here for being an hour away, as that away stands is packed.
I'm trying to figure out, I'm colorblind, but what are those colors of those T-shirts?
Neon. It looks like a neon night in the visiting student section, and it's a whiteout here in the student section for the Rams. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line for the Harlan Cyclones as they come out in an I formation. Mulligan takes the snap. He hands it up the middle. That's the fullback, Caleb Beaker, as Beaker gets down to about the 32-yard line. Not much there on the play.
Good
and
sign.
that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, good sign for the Ram defense. Like we said, how stout would that front line be? And on that particular case, looked like they did pretty well.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9 from their own 32 as we are underway here in this Class 3A District 7 showdown. Harlan comes out in the I formation once again. Beaker and Foss in the backfield, Mulligan under center. Number 83, Jake McLaughlin goes in motion. Mulligan takes the snap, hands it up the middle to Foss. Foss across the 35, has some room down across the 40. He's going to be close to a 1st down there on 2nd down, and it looks like he has it.
He's very close.
They spot the ball at about the 42-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down, so the chains will move for the Cyclones here on the first possession of the game.
A good surge on that left side. Looked like it was stopped for a little bit, and all of a sudden he broke through there. 11-10 to go, first quarter, no score.
So 1st and 10 for the Cyclones on their first drive. Ball on their own 42-yard line. I formation once again for Harlan. Mulligan under center. 2 wide receivers split out on either side. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Foss on a counter. Foss has nowhere to go there. Nice job there by, it looks like, number 69. That's Caleb Sanders, the All-State defensive lineman. A gain of nothing there on the play for Foss, and that'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, I think Bale's also in on the tackle there. 2nd and 11. Glenwood needs to continue to do that, try to force passing situations.
They need to be able to penetrate that big Harlan offensive line. 4 guys over 250 pounds, and they have a guy over 300 pounds on their offensive line. 2nd and 11 here. Mulligan takes the snap, hands it up the middle to Beaker. Beaker gets across the 45. Beaker down inside the 50. And he's going to be close to a 1st down as they will spot it about the 49-yard line of Glenwood.
Glenwood had the chance to make the stop there that time, and running back just ran him over.
I think they were kind of expecting Foss to get the ball there, but instead they hand it off to the fullback on a dive. So a gain of 10. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1. Ball on the Glenwood 49-yard line for the Cyclones. I formation once again. Mulligan under center. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Foss. Foss has some room, gets across the 45. Ball is on the ground. And the Rams are going to have it.
What a break.
That is quite the break, as Foss easily had the first down, but he coughed up the ball. Noah Carter in there on the fumble recovery, and the Glenwood Rams will take over with nice field possession at their own 44-yard line.
Wow. Coach Platt will not be happy on the sideline for that.
You better believe
two first downs in a row there, and then they cough it up. Rams excellent field position, obviously, at the 44-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Andrew Bloom and his Rams as they come out in an I formation here. We haven't seen that all year from Glenwood. Carter and Silvius in the backfield as Bloom will be under center. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to go up the middle on a quarterback draw, and he gets it down across the 50-yard line to about the 49. So a nice little delayed run there from Andrew Bloom, a gain of about 6 or 7 yards, and that'll bring it up 2nd and short for the Rams.
Boy, he put that out there for the fake. There was no running back running through that hole, so I'm not sure if that was a broken play or not.
Yeah, Noah Carter was the fullback on that play. Usually you see a fullback with a lead block there, but he went the other way. So nevertheless, a nice run there by Bloom, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. Now a second down, flexbone formation for Glenwood. Handoff up the middle to Noah Carter. Carter down to about the 47-yard line, so he will be just shy of the first down, and that'll bring up 3rd down for Glenwood.
Yeah, big key, obviously, early possession for the Rams. Now 3rd down, and what are they going to say? Gosh, that can't even be a 1.
Half a yard, probably.
Yeah, half a yard. Glenwood needs to be able to pick this kind of yardage up against this Cyclone defense.
3rd down and 1. Ball on the Harlan 47-yard line. 8:35 to go in the first quarter. Flexbone formation for the Rams. Silvius goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap. Handoff up the middle to Carter, and he is stuffed at the line. He might have gotten to the first down marker, but we're going to see. It's going to be pretty darn close.
Wow, that's
a nice penetration there from the Cyclone D-line.
Yeah, that's a good spot for the Rams there. Because I was like you, Cyclones had great penetration on there. I don't know how he got that far.
Silvius motioned to lead block, and it looked like he just got plowed over right from the start. And then Noah Carter got his jersey dragged, and it didn't look like he got much. They're going to come out and measure this, maybe a half a yard on the play. And it's going to be really close.
They have not put the other stick down.
It looks like he does. It looks like he's short. Yep, he is going to be short.
I just see a quarterback sneak by Bloom right here.
That is the nose of a football there. He is just shy of that first down. So it'll be 4th down and less than a yard here. Ball on the Harlan 46-yard line for the Rams.
Rams going for it, so showing confidence in their offensive line, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't hand off here.
No.
I've loved the way the Bloom's been running the ball so far this year. Just tuck it up and get across that line.
So 4th down and 1. Ball on the Harlan 46. Bloom under center. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to have a quarterback sneak, and he easily has the first down inside the 45-yard line. Still pushing the pile are the Glenwood offensive linemen as Bloom gets down to about the Harlan 41-yard line, so a gain of 5 yards there on 4th and 1, and the Rams will move the ball.
You see how quickly Bloom got that ball and just ducked right underneath that center, went off that left side. Great pickup by him, and a good surge by the offensive line.
That offensive line is renowned here in Southwest Iowa as being one of the best in the state, and they have shown it lately. As the Rams will have 1st down and 10, ball on the Harlan 41-yard line. Bloom under center. Schutte goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap, tosses the outside to Schutte. Schutte has some room down across the 35, and he's taken down by Nick Foss at the 32-yard line, so a gain of about 8 or 9 yards there on the play for Schutte, and that'll bring up 2nd and short for the Rams.
That tackle was made by
number 33, Nick Foss.
33, yeah, and 29 might have got in there as well.
So 2nd down and 2, ball on the Harlan 33-yard line. Just over 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Bloom under center. Making some calls at the line. Now he goes down, ready for the snap, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Carter. Carter powering his way down across the 30-yard line. And
first down.
He'll be down at about the 28-yard line, so a gain of 3 or 4 yards on the play, and the Rams will have the first down, and they'll move the chains.
That's a dimension I think that Carter, didn't play in that first game.
Yep.
When they bring him in, he's a battering ram, man.
He is.
He hits that first guy, and you better be a load to be able to knock him back.
Noah Carter, 13 carries, 117 yards, and a touchdown last week against Carroll. He has 31 carries on the season for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's just in 2 games, folks. So Noah Carter has been getting his name called quite a bit here early in the season for the Rams. So it'll be first down and 10. Ball on the Harlan 28-yard line for Glenwood. Schutte goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Looked like he might have been stopped in the backfield, but he's able to shimmy down forward to about the 25-yard line. So a gain of 2 or 3 yards on the play for Bloom, and that'll bring up second and long for the Rams.
Good decision by Bloom that time. He looked for his pitch man.
Yep.
Harlan had penetrated there, so he did a good job just getting anything out of that.
So the Rams are currently kind of subbing in and out. They're subbing between Brett Maurer, the tight end, and Nate Kennedy, the wide receiver, just kind of giving Harlan some different sets here on this first possession. They came out in the I formation on the first play of the game, and we haven't seen it since, so we'll see if they go back to that here right on this play, well, it looks like, as they will come out in the power I on second down and 7. Ball in the Harlan 25. Bloom under center, takes the snap, toss to the outside to Silvius. Silvius breaks a tackle in the backfield, and he is going to fight forward back to the line of scrimmage, maybe. Probably a loss of 1 there on the play for Cooper Silvius, and that'll bring up third and long for Glenwood.
Boy, unbalanced line that time.
Yep.
Glenwood had 2 wide receivers split right, and Harlan did a great job of just penetrating that and making the quick stick. Big play here, third and 8, third and 9.
Third down and 8. 5:22 to go here in the first quarter. Glenwood on their first possession. Scoreless from both teams. Third and 8 on the 26-yard line of Harlan for the Rams. I formation, 2 wide receivers split out to Bloom's left. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to roll out to pass. Looking, fires to the outside. Caught by, that looks like number 16, Colton Schutte, down at about the 22-yard line. So he will be short of the first down marker. A gain of about 4 or 5 yards, so nothing special there, but it makes fourth down much more manageable. 4th and 4 now for Glenwood.
They do have the wind.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down. So 4th and 4. Ball on the Harlan 22-yard line. Bloom under center, power I formation. 2 wide receivers split out to his right. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to roll out to pass once again. Fires to the outside, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Colton Schutte, and that will bring up a turnover on downs, and Harlan will take over. So, Jim, they ran the ball over and over and over, and then all of a sudden they go 2 passes in a row, and they stall out.
Yeah, that time the hardest thing for a quarterback to do at the high school level is to roll the opposite side of what you're strong on. And, we saw that years ago.
Yep.
And that's tough to do in that time. Harlan, good defense. They were on the receiver anyway, so nothing hurt. First and 10 Cyclones with 4:25 to go, first quarter.
And that has kind of been the biggest fault here for the Rams. They abandoned their run game a little too early, so we'll see if they can stay true to who they are here early in this game. It'll be first down and 10 for Harlan at their own 22-yard line. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Caleb Beaker. Beaker just pushing his way down across the 25, and a big pile there. And Caleb Beaker, a big fullback.
Running behind some big guys. That was just a bunch of people pushing there.
Beaker 6'1", 210 running the ball, so he is a big man.
How big is 74?
74. 6'8", 310.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some big guys.
He was in the middle of that scrum for a while.
Their center is 6'6", 315. So Harlan has some big guys here up front as they will come out in the shotgun formation. Second down and 5 from their own 27. Mulligan in the shotgun, drops back to pass, looks to the outside, caught by Foss. Foss has some room across the 35, across the 40, and down to about the 42-yard line is where he's pushed out of bounds. So a big gain there of 15 yards on the play for the Cyclones, and they will have a first and 10. And if that's not classic Kurt Blatt, I don't know what is. Yeah. You run the ball over and over, and then all of a sudden you send your running back out to the flat and you dump it off to him and let him go.
Like 3 times on first down, he's gone right up the gut, but stuffed pretty well. And then that time, like you said, went out to the left side, and nice game for the Cyclones.
So first and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Mulligan under center, I formation, takes the snap, handoff up the middle to Foss. Foss makes a cut. He's not going to have anything there. Some nice defense from the Rams as he is stuffed at the line, a gain of maybe half a yard, and that'll bring up second down and long. And watching the film last week against Creston, and Creston just got completely demolished up front. I mean, Foss had a huge hole on every play. So if the Rams can take that dimension of that Harlan offense away from them, Cyclones are going to have a tough night.
Yep, that's the fourth time on the first down that they've gone up that middle, and the Rams have been stout every time. It's the second and third down is when they move the ball.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9, ball on their own 42-yard line as we tick under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Pistol formation here for the Cyclones. Mulligan drops back to pass. Pressure coming. Fires deep down the middle, and it is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 24, Eli Bolden. And there's some nice pressure there off the edge from Chris Mental.
That ball was into the wind and drastically underthrown.
Yep.
I thought Glenwood might have a shot at a pick that time, and unfortunately it'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Some nice pressure there off the edge from number 52, the defensive end, Chris Mental. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 9, ball on the 42-yard line. Mulligan comes out in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers on either side, and that looks like a false start on the Cyclones as they the whole entire offensive line flinched there. Flags go up.
Be interesting to see what Coach Vlad does here. 4th now going to be in 14, or 3rd down and 14.
Yep.
And see if he doesn't go back to the run game here. I don't think he wants his quarterback throwing long with that wind. That wind, I can see that flag. That's a big flag, so it's understated the way it's blowing right now.
Yep.
There's still some wind up there.
So Ram fans getting loud here on 3rd down. 3rd and 14. Mulligan in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Mulligan takes the snap, drops back to pass, and flags are down once again. Wow. It looks like another false start on the Cyclones as it's a dead ball foul. Unless they got... No, it's going to be a false start. So that will back the Cyclones up even more. And, I mean, Coach Blatt has to just be steaming out his ears. A fumble on the first possession, and now 2 straight false start penalties will bring up 3rd down and 19 for the Cyclones.
Yeah, that shows a little nervousness on Harlan's part, and through the years you don't see much of that.
3rd down and almost 20 to go. Ball on their own 32. Mulligan in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Looking. Pressure coming once again. Fires a duck up there. Nobody around as he throws it out of bounds, and a nice stand there from the Glenwood defense. And that defensive line, Jim, was in his face right away.
Yeah, good pressure that time. I think that's exactly the way the Rams coaches have tried to design it. You know, stop the run early on, force them into 3rd and long.
Yep.
Obviously, they weren't expecting the penalties. It was just shoved them out even further. But that time, no chance for the conversion there.
So it looks like it will be a punt here for the Cyclones as they have 4th down and forever on their own 32-yard line. It's going to be sophomore Zach Carr back to return the punt. He's standing at about the 35-yard line. And there's the kick. It's a nice punt there as Carr moves back, catches it at the 33, and the ball's on the ground. Ball is loose, and it looks like Carr got it back. And we saw him do that a couple times the last couple weeks. He's let the ball bounce a little too far. And the Rams will take over at their own 34-yard line after Carr was able to get that ball back.
Thank goodness, because that was an excellent defensive stance by the Glenwood Rams. And if they turned it over on that punt, there would have been probably coaches mad on both sides of the field.
Yep. So a somewhat sloppy game here to start first quarter jitters as we are 2:15 to go here in the first. 1st and 10 for Glenwood on their 2nd possession of the game. Ball on their own 34-yard line. They will come out in the flex bone formation. Bloom will be under center. Schutte goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to... It looks like he fumbled the ball and had to pick it back up, and he gets down across the 35 to about the 36. So Bloom with 2 fumbles last week, a pick. He just did not have a good night against Carroll last week, and he's going to try to redeem himself tonight against Harlan.
Yeah, that had disaster written all over it. Thank goodness that the ball bounced back up to Andrew. It's a big game.
Yep.
These are high school kids. You're going to see some nerves right away.
2nd down and 8, ball on their own 36. I formation here for the Rams. Carter and Silvius in the backfield. Bloom takes the snap, rolls out to pass, looks to the outside, caught by Burrish at the 43-yard line, and that's where he will be stopped. Forward progress gets him out to about the 44. It looks like he'll be close to a 1st down here. A gain of 7 or 8 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short.
What was the big difference between that pass play and the rest of them?
I don't know.
He was rolling to his left, throwing to his left. Perfect shot, pass right into Burrish.
Yep. So we'll bring up 3rd down and 2, only a gain of 6 on the play. The refs spotted it a little further back than I thought. So it'll be 3rd and 2 from their own 42 for Glenwood. 1:34 to go here in the first quarter. Flexbone formation now for Glenwood. Bloom under center. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Has the first down across the, well, down to about the 40-yard line.
First down. He's across the 45.
45, yep.
Like the call.
So Bloom got the first down by over a yard there, so they will move the chains. And I agree with you there. I like the call to just kind of stick with that run game.
Yep. 1:28 to go. First period, no score. Two good defenses,
yep.
Two good offensive lines. So Rams need to continue to be able to throw the ball into the wind, right, or with the wind.
First down and 10, ball on their own 45. Silvius goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap, takes the handoff, drops back to pass, looks to the outside, caught by Silvius in the flat. Silvius gets down across the 45, breaking tackles across the 50, and that's where he will be stopped at about the 49-yard line. So a nice play there. It looked like he might have been wrapped up in the backfield, but able to get 5 yards off that screen play, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
Good job by Bloom that time. You see the difference on that one. He set his feet. You know, he's having to throw across his body, but when you set your feet like that, perfect throw to Silvius on that. 53 seconds to go in the first period.
2nd down and 5 or 6 here for the Rams. I formation now. 2 wide receivers split out to Bloom's left. Bloom takes the snap, fakes the toss, rolls out to pass. Looking, pressure coming, fires deep down the outside, and it is incomplete, and the flag is down. Wow. Pass was intended for Cody Burrish, and the defender, that looks like number 28 or 9. That's number 29. Jared Moser was all over Burrish there on the play, and they're going to get him for pass interference.
I think both teams are a little bit fortunate that time. Burrish had like a hitch, and the DB came up and bit on it.
Yep.
Burrish was wide open,
yep.
But poor Bloom is running for his life, so someone in the stands
exactly.
going, oh, man, why didn't you get the ball to him? Well, he's running for his life. He set his feet as much as he could to get that ball downfield and did draw the pass interference.
So a big penalty
there. He was wide
there.
open. Wide.
He was wide open. That's what they call a disco route when he stops for that
yep.
hitch, the pump fake, and then he just takes off down the sideline. And he had Moser fooled, and Moser, you know, you look at that play and you get mad at Moser, but he saved a touchdown.
He did.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Rams from the Harlan 35-yard line. Bloom takes the snap, hands it to the outside to Kennedy. Kennedy trying to cut up, and he is dropped in the backfield. Not a very good decision there by Kennedy, and that'll bring up a loss of about 2 or 3 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down and long. Owens in on the tackle for the Cyclones.
I think you described that perfectly. You were talking about him cutting up, but he actually never did.
Yeah, he never cut up. He kind of hesitated.
I think he could be cut up. He might have had some room there, but easier said than done. He had a Harlan Cyclone breathing down his neck, too.
So that will be the end of the first quarter, folks. Both teams, lots of penalties, a couple turnovers, a couple not turnovers. Kind of a sloppy quarter here for the Rams and the Cyclones, so it'll be 0-0 as we head to the second quarter. We'll be right back here on GlenwoodSports.com.
Accurate Insurance is our newest sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com, located at 508 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for life and health, commercial, crop and farm, or personal insurance? Then give Accurate Insurance a call today at 712-527-9106 for your free quote today. Stop down and see Scott and Laura Barrett at 401 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Barrett Auto is your local complete auto service car dealership. Barrett Auto Center has a wide variety of vehicles for all your needs. If they don't have it, they'll find it. Also, stop by and see their Hercules tires. They come with a 3-year free road hazard nationwide, along with a 30-day.
So we are back here on GlenwoodSports.com. Nick Stavas alongside Jim Tucker bringing you Glenwood versus Harlan here, a 3A showdown between some two big dogs. As we are ready to go here in the second quarter, Rams will have the ball Second down and 14 on the Harlan 38-yard line. Bloom will be in the shotgun. Kennedy goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself. Down across the 35, has some room. Down to about the 31-yard line goes Andrew Bloom. So a gain of 7. He gets half that yardage back, and it'll bring up third down and 7 for the Rams.
Nice blocking that time on the right side of the line for the Rams.
So we've seen 3. Usually the Rams aren't a team where they switch up their formations, but we've seen 3 different formations from Glenwood here just in one quarter. Shotgun, power eye, and the normal flex bone. So Glenwood really mixing it up for Coach Kurt Blatt and the Cyclones. It'll be third down and 7. Bloom comes out in the spread formation in the shotgun. Kennedy goes in motion off the right side. Bloom takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back to pass. Flags are down, and they're going to stop the play once again. And there has been a boatload of penalties here in this first 13 minutes of play. Ball started on the Rams, so that will back them up and make the third down a lot less manageable, as it'll be third down and 12 now for Glenwood.
I think one of those whiteouts cut out.
Yep.
11-17, no score. Big game, obviously, in the district.
Yep.
A lot of people probably tuning in just tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if we have 800 people watching.
It is a big game, definitely across the state, too. As it will be third down and 12. Ball on the Harlan 36-yard line. Bloom takes the snap, drops back to pass. Pressure coming, fires to the outside, and it is caught by Silvius. Silvius cuts it up across the 40, but nothing there. Ends up being no gain on the play, as Bloom had a guy in his face right when he took the snap.
29.
And that'll bring up fourth down and long. It was Jared Moser.
Man, he came. You said pressure. He was just coming on.
And he's a cornerback, so it might have been a cornerback blitz. I didn't really catch it. But he was coming really fast.
That was a great job by Bloom. Just get that out of his hands.
So another stalled out drive for the Rams, and they will bring out the punter, Alex Nusser, the sophomore. He's doing all the kicking now for the Glenwood. Place kicking, field goal kicking, now punting.
What do you do here? Don't kick it too far.
That's Voss back to return. He's a dangerous runner.
I'll kick it out of bounds.
There's a nice punt there from Nusser. And a fair catch there at the 14-yard line. So that's where the Cyclones will start their drive. A good job there by Nusser to pin Harlan pretty deep, as they will start on their own 14-yard line with 10:07 to go in the first half.
So many times you get the punter back there and he blasts it into the end zone,
Yep.
and then everyone's going, man, why'd you punt?
Or he shanks it off the right side of his foot. I've seen that too many times this year from the Rams and who they've played.
Good job.
So it will be first down and 10, ball on their own 13-yard line for the Cyclones. They come out in the I formation. Mulligan under center. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to toss it to the outside to Foss. Foss making a cut. Bales had him, and now he lost him, and now Foss fighting forward, but he is not going to get anything. He's dropped in the backfield there by number 69, Caleb Sanders, and number 32, Noah Carter. A loss of 3 or 4 there on the play for Foss, and Bales stuck him right at the beginning, and I think that's really what made the play.
Yeah, great pursuit. Oftentimes you'll see guys, kind of let up. You see that first guy hit him. Rams had swarming people all over him.
Some nice gang tackling there up front. So it's a loss of 2 on the forward progress. That'll bring up second and 12 from their own 11. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Mulligan comes out in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers split out to his right, 1 to his left. And flags.
Yeah.
Looks like it might be an illegal formation. Nope, it's just going to be another false start.
That is really, they just barely
It's just
got
uncharacteristic.
set. They
It's
just barely got
uncharacteristic
set on that.
of a Harlan team to have this many mistakes here early in the game. So that will back them up even farther. It'll be second down and 17. They had a loss of 2 and then a penalty. Second and 17, ball on their own 6-yard line. Cyclones come out in the spread formation. Mulligan in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers on either side. And another false start.
More again.
The offensive line is just moving on every down.
And if you're Coach Blatt here, you're now going to have second and 22
from their own 1.
Are you going to let your third-string quarterback put one up that deep in Ram territory here, or Cyclone territory?
I would expect them to just run it, especially backed up on their own 1-yard line.
Man.
9 minutes to go now in the first half. 2 straight penalties after a loss of yardage, and it'll bring up second down and 20. Ball on their own 2 or 3. Well, it's half the distance, so ball on their own 3-yard line for the Cyclones. Mulligan will come out under center, I formation. Mulligan takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Foss. Foss has a little room. Down across the 10, he breaks it away. Foss across the 20, and he's finally tripped up. No, he wasn't tripped up. He's finally knocked out of bounds, and it looks like he got the first down.
Yeah, Glenwood can't do that.
Mm-mm.
They had him all bottled up. You cannot let the guy get to the outside on that particular play.
It was tough to see where he was. He ran into a pile, and he popped out the outside, and that's a gain of about 21 yards, so he will have the first down. It'll bring up first down and 10 from their own 25-yard line for the Cyclones.
No outside containment that time for Glenwood.
So back out in the I formation, first and 10 from their own 25. Mulligan under center. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Beaker. Big hole for Beaker. Gets it down across the 35, close to the 40-yard line. Or excuse me, down across the 30, close to the 35. Had my lines off there. He will be close to a first down there. Nice hole there from the Harlan offensive line as Beaker just bumbling and stumbling down for a gain of 10.
Gut check time for the Rams right now. You had them pinned down under the 1-yard line. Now you got to forget about that and just play football.
So 2 straight big runs here. They'll bring up second down and 1 for the Cyclones from their own 34-yard line. I formation here. Mulligan under center. Takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Beaker. Same play there as Beaker fights his way down across the 40-yard line. He will easily have the first down. A gain of 5 there from Caleb Beaker. And that'll bring up first down and 10 for the Cyclones.
Boy, Harlan, that play was just so huge in the momentum of the
they
game.
are really,
after all the offensive troubles they've had with penalties, self-inflicted, to be able to come out with that big run and now get another first down. Rams need to toughen up right here.
First and 10, ball on their own 40-yard line. Mulligan under center, I formation. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Beaker once again. Beaker has some room down across the 45, dives forward to about the 50-yard line, so the gain of about 10 yards there for the Cyclones, and they are just manhandling this defensive line for Glenwood up front, and that's not something we see very often.
Coach Blatt has had a tradition of going after a weakness. He's seeing something off on that right side.
Yep.
Almost every single big play has been off that right side of the Harlan line.
So it will be first down and 10 at midfield for the Cyclones. 7:35 to go here in the first quarter. In the first half. No score here from either team, but the Cyclones moving the ball. Mulligan comes out under center. Takes the snap. He hands it off up the middle to Foss this time, and Foss is going to be stuffed in the backfield there. Caleb Sanders with the initial hit, and a whole host of Rams bring him down at the line, so a gain of nothing there, and a nice stand there from the Glenwood defensive line.
More looked like the first quarter and how the Rams played that up the middle shot.
So they give him a yard. Not really sure if he got a yard, but they'll give him a yard here. It'll be second down and 9 from the Glenwood 49-yard line here. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first half, and some whistles here, and it looks like it's going to be a timeout Glenwood.
I'd like to thank some of our sponsors. How about Marty Stavas State Farm? Give them a call at 712-527-5480 for all your insurance needs. That's Marty Stavas State Farm in Glenwood. Couldn't do these broadcasts without them. 6:59 to go here, and obviously momentum is with the Harlan Cyclones, but they're still only at midfield.
Yep.
Going into the win, see if the Cyclone, this next play could be a big play for the first half here.
So a loss of 2 yards from Foss. 3 straight Harlan false starts back them all the way up to their own 3-yard line, and then Foss breaks open a 25-yard gain, and they get all that yardage back. And, that's pretty degrading for a defense to have that kind of play happen to them. And like you said, they just kind of need to buckle down and play some football now.
They do run the ball here on second and 9. Obviously look for them to go off that right side where they've been having some success. Of course, I'd run away from Sanders too.
That is true. He is a big man.
Where he's going to line up now.
South Dakota State commit, 2-time defensive all-state player. Definitely the highlight player for the Rams on defense. He's going to have to make a big play here, second down and 9. for the Cyclones. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Same play.
Hand off to Foss on the outside. Foss has some room. Patient, waiting for his blocks, bulldozing over some Ram defenders and getting down inside the Glenwood 40-yard line, and that is just some tough running there from Nick Foss.
I shouldn't have said that about the right side because, man, I'll tell you what, they're going at. One of their offensive linemen got up a little bit slowly that time, but, man, they are having some huge success on the right side.
So it will be first down and 10 for the Cyclones as they keep moving this ball, running the ball. First down and 10, ball on the Glenwood 39-yard line. I formation. Mulligan under center, takes the snap, handoff up the middle to Beaker. Beaker has some room. He didn't have any room. It looked like he had some room, but he was stuffed at the line there. Nice defensive push there from the Glenwood D-line, and that will be a gain of 1 or 2 yards there for Beaker, and that'll bring up second and long for the Cyclones.
They've been second and long a lot,
Yep.
and they've had success. So, once again, Rams need to step up here and get the stop.
They need to play 3-down defense here. They can't just make one good play and then allow some big runs here. That Beaker kid is just a monster. Pistol formation now for the Cyclones. Mulligan in the shotgun. Foss goes in motion. Mulligan takes the snap. It's going to be a speed option. He's going to toss it forward to Foss. A little forward lateral there. Down across the 35-yard line goes Foss. A nice little shuffle pass there as he gets down to the 32. And that'll be close to a first down. It'll be short by a yard or two, and that'll bring up third and short for Harlan. An interesting play there. It looked like, watching their film, they did a lot of speed option stuff, and it looked like it was going to be a speed option between Mulligan and Beaker there, but then Mulligan just kind of flipped it forward to Foss, and Foss was able to find a hole.
I think he could have gone either way. Looked like the back had some room on the far outside as well.
So crowd getting loud here. Third down and 2 from the Glenwood 31-yard line. Mulligan under center, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Foss. Has some room. Foss down across the 30. Nice open field tackle there by, looks like number 14, Brett Maurer. But not before Foss gets down across the 30 and has the first down at the 26-yard line.
Huge hole. Your dad could have ran through that one.
Oh, yeah.
That was huge. That great blocking on the left side that time by the Cyclones. So you think he got Blatt into, like, you know, doing something over and over. All of a sudden he switched the last 2 plays, went both left side.
So first down and 10 now, 26-yard line for the Cyclones. Mulligan under center once again. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, drops back to pass, looks deep to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Pass sailed on him there with the wind. Pass intended for wide receiver number 17, Kevin Campbell. And that'll bring up second down and 10 for the Cyclones.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Haven't
did.
seen that first down pass.
Well, you think with the wind.
With the wind, yep.
You've run the ball 5 times or more in a row.
Always up the gut.
Yep.
And there you go.
And Campbell had some space. Some decent coverage there from number 21, Zach Carr, but Campbell definitely had some space. But an offline throw there from Mulligan will bring up second and 10. Mulligan takes the snap this time, hands it up the middle to Foss. Foss makes a cut and gets down to about the 24-yard line, so a nice stop there. Brett Maurer in on the tackle, and that'll bring up second and 10. That'll bring up third down and about 8 or 9.
Good job by Maurer that time. He had the outside pinch, so the back had to cut it up that time.
Right.
Wasn't going to give him that outside. Good job by the Rams. Big, huge play again.
So third down and long, 3rd and 8 for the Cyclones. Ball on the Glenwood 24-yard line. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Shotgun formation here. 4 wide receivers, 2 on either side, and it looks like we're going to have a timeout Harlan. As that far line judge was blowing his whistle. And it's going to be a timeout Kurt Blatt. So as we said earlier, Kurt Blatt going for his 400th career win. He is the 3rd winningest coach in the history of Iowa. He was nominated for the National High School Coaches Hall of Fame earlier this summer. And so definitely Harlan fans want to see a milestone win here, as it would be his 400th in his career. And something I learned earlier, Coach Faust of Glenwood will be going for his 100th win. He is at 98 right now, so he will likely get his 100th win at some point this season. So, you know, you have kind of 2 different things here. Faust maybe starting a dynasty at Glenwood against a guy who has had a dynasty for almost 40 years, 11 state titles under Blatt for the Cyclones, and they're just looking to keep winning.
Absolutely. And a 400 doesn't get you into that Hall of Fame. I don't know what
Exactly.
does. The guy has been a legend at Harlan. He's had a lot of good teams. But I tell you what, Glenwood's turned the tide on the Cyclones, and the Rams have definitely had the upper hand here the last few years.
Rams picked up their first win in 22 years over the Cyclones last year in a 49-41 thriller up at Harlan, and they're trying to do the same here in Glenwood. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Cyclones. Ball on the Glenwood 24. Mulligan from the shotgun takes the snap, drops back to pass. Pressure coming, looks to the outside, and it is incomplete. Great play there from the cornerback, Cohen Watson. Pass was intended for number 80. That is Alex Scheschinger. So a great play there from the senior corner, number 24, Cohen Watson. He never started a varsity snap before this season, and we've seen some great plays from him the whole entire year, and another one there.
Nice to see a guy step up, you know, like that. Glenwood, or Harlan going for the field goal here.
This is a long field goal. 41-yard field goal here for the Cyclones.
With the win.
And there's the kick, and that is a beautiful kick, and it is straight through the uprights. So that is number 31, Kyle Knudsen. A nice kick there from Knudsen, and that is a 41-yard field goal. And with 3:58 to go here in the first half, the Cyclones have taken a 3-0 lead over the Rams. And that is a weapon to have a field goal kicker like that.
Absolutely, especially in that particular case where Harlan tried to go to the air twice, unsuccessful both times. 4th and 8, I thought maybe he would try to go for it. If it had been 4th and 4, I think Coach Platt would have gone for it. Instead, got 3 on the board in today's game. That 3 could be huge.
Yeah, and we saw last year with our kicker, Seth Little. You know, he made some huge field goals, some long field goals. He had a 44-yarder to win the game against Carroll in the quarterfinals to send the Rams to the Dome, and then he had a 44-yarder again at the Dome. So, you know, as Ram fans should know, a good kicker is a weapon for a high school football team.
Absolutely.
So Knudsen will kick it off for the Cyclones after his field goal. 3-0 Harlan with the lead. 3:58 to go here in the second quarter as the Cyclones are ready to boot it deep. Silvius and Carr back to receive the kick for Glenwood. And there's the kick. And it's going to go to Silvius. Silvius catches it at his own 5-yard line. He's going to get down across the 15, and not much more there as he's taken down at about the 19-yard line. A flag is down on the play. So we'll see what that is. Silvius has not returned kicks all season. It was Brett Mauren's that car that were returning kicks
This could be interesting.
for the Rams in the first 3 games, but now Silvius taking that job of kick returner. So a flag was down. Ball will be spotted at the 19-yard line for now.
That's a late hold. I mean, that hold came after the initial hit.
So a holding call on Glenwood will back them up here. And that's tough, considering there's only just under 4 minutes to go here in this first half. So a 10-yard holding penalty. That'll bring up 1st down and 10 from their own 8-yard line for the Rams.
That flag is still blowing.
Yeah, it's still blowing pretty hard. And that's not really usual late at night, or not late, but I mean it's nearing 8:30 here, and that south wind is still blowing pretty hard. As the Rams will take over, 1st down and 10 from their own 8-yard line. 3:50 to go here in the first half. Bloom's going to come out in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide receivers on either side of him. Bloom takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking, has time, fires to the outside, and it is caught by Cody Burrish. Cody Burrish skied for the ball there, and he's down at the 30-yard line. What an acrobatic catch from the senior wide receiver.
You've seen that from him a few times. I think Bloom's getting better and better about throwing that ball up. Burrish likes to go up and get those things.
Burrish, 6'4", kind of almost 6'5", starting center for the Rams on the basketball team. He is a big guy, and he has really improved his speed from last season. He played tight end. They moved him to wide receiver this year, and he has been Bloom's favorite receiver so far with almost 200 yards receiving on the season. So a 1st and 10 now from their own 31-yard line for Glenwood. Coach Vost is just about all the way out onto the field there, and he will call a timeout here. He did not like something he saw as Vost ran out almost to the numbers.
This particular time of the game, if you don't like what you see in here,
Yep.
stop
Just
it.
call a timeout.
Just got out of that deep hole we were in back there to move the ball out to the 31-yard line. See what the Rams can do here with 3:26 to go in the half, trailing 3-0. I want to thank all of our sponsors, including Jeff Henry Chevrolet. Give Dave Wilson a call. He's a Glenwood guy over at Plattsmouth. That's Henry Chevrolet.
So 3:26 to go. First and 10 for Glenwood on their own 31-yard line, coming out of the timeout, and they're gonna have to kind of try to air the ball out here with not a lot of time. But into the wind, you might consider just keeping the ball on the ground. They found some success on the ground early in the game, and they haven't really had a lot of offensive success since then. So we will see if they can try to get something going here, down 3-0 late in the first half. First and 10 on their own 31-yard line for Glenwood. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers on each side for Andrew Bloom as he takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking, fires across the middle, and it is incomplete. Pass was knocked away by Nick Foss, intended for Josh Ruth. It was knocked up in the air. Cooper Silvius had his hands on it, but it slipped through his hands and falls to the ground, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Rams.
Yeah, that could have been bad, and then it could have been good.
Yeah.
Deflected away there, but only 3:20 to go, so not much time off the clock.
So the Rams have 1 timeout remaining. 3:20 to go here in the first half. 3-0 Cyclone lead here. Glenwood will have a 2nd and 10 on their own 31-yard line. Bloom comes out in the shotgun once again. Bloom takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking, has time. Now he's going to be flushed out of the pocket. Fires deep down the field, and it's caught by Burrish once again. Burrish down inside the 45-yard line of Harlan, and he will be shoved out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So some great improvisation there from Andrew Bloom as he was able to step up in the pocket. It looked like he was about to tuck it and run it, and all of a sudden he just zips it across the middle, and Burrish was wide open there for the big pass play.
3:11 to go, yeah, and that was against the wind.
Yeah. So that Bloom-Burrish connection is something we've seen when the Rams decide to throw the ball, which they don't do often. We've seen that those two really have a lot of success together, and they're finding their rhythm tonight. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Harlan 43-yard line. Bloom in the shotgun. He's going to roll out to pass. Fires to the outside. Caught by Nate Kennedy. Kennedy down inside the 40-yard line, and he's taken down at about the 38-yard line, so a gain of 4 or 5 yards there from Kennedy, and that'll bring up 2nd down and medium yardage for Glenwood.
Once again, a really good pass that time. He's rolling to his right. He's got to set his feet enough. The DB was just enough playing off of Kennedy to be able to get the ball threaded in there. Good job.
So 2nd down and 5. 2:40 to go here in the second quarter. Rams on the Harlan 38-yard line. Bloom in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Bloom takes the snap, drops back, looking, pump fakes, fires deep down the sideline. He has an open Nate Kennedy, but he overthrows him there. Pass falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down for the Rams.
He was open.
He was definitely open. Another disco right there. We saw that from Burrish in the first half, or in the first quarter, where he pump fakes on the hitch, and then he goes deep, and it's fooled those Cyclone defenders twice. So really, all we need is a good throw on one of those plays, and they could be seeing a big play from that later in the game if they keep that in mind.